I will start the way the players ended. I'm very happy to see Norv Turner return as the Charger football coach. I don't know him well. We live in the same community. I know him. And the fraternity of coaches is a fraternity of coaches. So very happy that Dean Spanos and his brain trusts have chosen to keep Norv, and I look forward to cheering for them next year as they come out and hopefully have a great season. Point number two, Beth Burns, a colleague, close friend, has won 4 games in a row. They play tomorrow night at home, so I would encourage as many of our viewers, listeners as possible to get out and watch. They've won 4 in a row. Beth lamented a couple weeks ago how she gave 78 points up to Cal Poly and had back-to-back games where she gave up 29 and I think 37. So I'm going to have to watch her defensive practice as we prepare to move through our last 2 games into league play. That being said, I like how hard we've practiced, and I like how hard we've played. We still must get better. And the good news is we've got a lot of room to improve. We need to make sure that happens. We still turn the ball over too much. 13 a game, it doesn't sound like a lot, but we need to get it down closer to 10 than 13. And obviously, I have sat before and said we're a good free throw shooting team, and we're shooting 66%, I think, from free throw line. 2 guys, Garrett and Deshaun, bring that average down. And if I'm scouting us, I foul them every time they get the ball. So we've got to get better at the free throw line, especially Garrett and Deshaun. Some of the others are coming up, the guys that should be great, James and Chase, Xavier, LB, Jamal are shooting very well from the line. Tim. So we need to get better in a lot of areas. We've spent time on us. And that's what we're continuing to do. We're preparing to get San Diego State better. I'm not as concerned, no disrespect, with San Diego Christian as I am about San Diego State. So our goal has been we have to get better in these areas, and there are more than just the 2 I mentioned, but I like how we're progressing. Xavier is today going to go through some non-contact shooting stuff, so we'll see what he looks like, making progress, not nearly ready to play a game yet, but hopefully that will come sooner rather than later. Tim Shelton has not done a lot in practice, but he's not going to do a lot in practice all season. He'll be ready for sure for conference play. How much we play him in these next 2, I don't know. And everybody else is in pretty good physical shape. So we've got 2 more games to go before league play, and we need to make sure that we play as hard as we have and then play with some good execution. Anything for me?
Coach, you mentioned the fraternity of coaches and Norv. Could you speak to the idea of continuity in coaching? Is something that you've spoken about pretty candidly about having a chance to build something here and having a chance to do it with continuity. But you talk about that notion. We don't see that too much in this era of professional and big-time college sports, but certainly we're seeing it in the Chargers.
I think I probably should have done more to say I tip my hat to Dean Spanos and family and staff for the way they went about making their decision. And so often in today's world, everything is now and it's never enough. So change comes too quickly, way too quickly. And you can go and look at the pro football ranks, the guys that got fired, and the short leashes that they have to the college ranks, where so often they succumb to the whim of, in our world, the biggest boosters, the loudest voices, the, quote, talk of the masses. So I'm really happy that they said continuity is significant. We like the man that we've got at the top, in spite of not making the playoffs for 2 years in a row, in spite of a 6-game losing streak. We feel we have the person that when we hired him 5 years ago that's capable of doing what we felt he could, and we still feel that he's capable of it. I think it was good from a coach's perspective to see Philip Rivers, come out and voice his emphatic support for Norv. Obviously, he didn't have to do it, spoke from the heart. And I think when your leader makes that statement, it's significant. Usually, they don't say anything, or they say just enough not to get themselves in trouble. But he said what he felt, and I was happy to see that, and I'm very happy and believe that sometimes change for the sake of change because letters to the editor and all that stuff, it's nice that when you have people that say, no, we don't think so. And like anything else, if they win 4 in a row, that place will be jam-packed, and tickets will be going at a premium anywhere in the city. So obviously we all have to win, and that makes everything else a little more tolerable.
Because you said Xavier would do some stuff today or this week. Are you ruling him out for Thursday, or if he looks good, will you play him?
Xavier Thames will not play Thursday, for sure. And I don't know that he'll play on the 10th when we play Chicago State. I mean, in a perfect world he would, but I want to make sure he's healthy before we put him out there to play.
But you're almost certain he'll play for the general meeting?
Well, I think so. I hope so. He feels for sure. Tom Abdenar, our trainer, who's done a great job with him, feels like that's more than realistic to shoot for.
Steve, how would you list, what are the reasons you would list for scheduling a San Diego Christian? And I'm not suggesting that every opponent should be a top 25, but going to a very lower divisional school or an NAIA school, what are the reasons that you schedule an opponent?
What we have always done when we've framed our schedule and said this is what we would like to have, and I've said this before, we want to have 4 games or so that we're going to have to play our very best basketball to have a chance to win. We want 4 or 5 that it's about a coin flip if we play really well. And we want a handful of, quote, bye games that we think if we play and play pretty good, we should win. I think that's the mix of what you do. And then we say, because we have so many games, what can we do that will fit the schedule but also allow a program to have a memory to come in here and play us. And we've got to be careful that we don't get bit in the process. But that's part of the logic. We've done that every year I've been here. What we have usually done is put maybe a couple at the beginning and maybe 1 at the end. Scheduling is difficult to get it exactly the way you want it. I did not want 7 straight games that I don't think we would have been favored in any of those games. 7 in a row. I would have rather mixed it up a little bit. But you do what you have to do, and I like what we've done. We've played a number of San Diego schools in the past, and we'll continue to do that. And I know they're appreciative, the coaches and the players. And we had a good crowd in our last game, and I think we'll have a good crowd tomorrow. There are still several hundred tickets that are out, and we need to get those for folks that haven't had a chance to be here to get in and watch us play, and also watch our opponent play. Anything else for me? Good luck to Coach Burns tomorrow. I already gave my plug. They better get out here, Beth. Talked about 4 wins in a row and talked about your conversation with Cal Poly, 78 points, and your lament. And I said, I better start watching your defensive practice because you gave up 27 and 30, 26 or 29 and 37 the last two. So nicely done. Good luck to you tomorrow.